This is Parent to Parent on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Rebecca Harper, and this is when we talk about our parenting issues from one parent to another. Well, back to school also includes our medical side of it. Now, usually at this time of year, I take my kids to the dentist and to the doctor and check a few things. Well, I'm very honoured to have Dr. Franklin Banton. She is a medical doctor at We Are Kids Pediatric Centre in Manacento. Hi, Dr. Franklin. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So what can we do with our children to prepare them for back to school, especially when they're going to school for the first time, if they're going back to school, even our high schoolers? What can we do to prepare our children?
Okay, so I usually recommend that children should have a yearly physical, and back to school time is a good time to have that physical. It gives us the opportunity to address any issues which may have an impact on them being at school and for them learning. So at this physical, we usually do a full head-to-toe examination, things that can be picked up at that time, or if there are any issues with the eyes. So some kids may not be seeing very well, and this may be something that is missed during the school term. But usually during these examinations, we would do a screening for vision, and if there's anything that we see that is unusual, we would recommend that they have a thorough examination by the ophthalmologist. So other than doing a full head-to-toe examination, we also make sure that immunizations are up to date. So that's very important because we want to make sure that they're not at risk of picking up any diseases, and that we're protecting the other kids around them as well by ensuring that the immunizations are up to date. It gives us the opportunity also to discuss what may have happened in the school year before. So was there a change in grades? How did they cope with the schoolwork? And things that come out in those discussions could be difficulty coping with schoolwork. Are there any issues with like attention deficit disorders that may affect how the child learns at school? So it gives us the opportunity to address those issues as well. My advice really for those kids who are going to school for the first time as well, it gives me the opportunity to speak to those patients, to speak to those kids, to find out what fears they may have and to try to address those fears that they may be having. And so really we get quite a bit out of that back-to-school physical.
So do you ever have a chance where you can talk to the parents and say, this is what we parents need to do? I mean, I know we did, as parents in new school, we talk about it very excitedly to the student and say, yes, you're going to school now, and we must be excited and not worry. And if you're one of those who have separation anxieties from your children, do not show your children your separation anxiety because they learn from us. So basically the first step is not to go to the ophthalmologist or to hearing, or we should really go to a pediatrician first and let it go from there.
Well, that would be useful because, as I said, you get to pick up other things. I mean, in doing the head-to-toe examination, even in terms of making sure the teeth are okay, advising, okay, well, I'm seeing some cavities, you need to go back to your dentist. I've realized that in screening the vision, there's a discrepancy. Maybe you should get a more thorough eye examination. So we really do quite a comprehensive examination and refer as necessary.
So I'm going to put you on the spot right now, Dr. Franklin, because I know vitamins are very essential when it comes to children and their health. What vitamins do you recommend that they take especially when they're at school and going through so much energy and after-school activities?
Actually, what I do recommend more so than vitamins is that they eat a balanced diet. So if your child or our children are eating a balanced diet, I mean, vitamins really are just like icing on the cake. Mm-hmm. So once we eat a balanced diet, we usually do get all the essential nutrients that we need in the quantities that are needed. And vitamins, extra vitamins may not be necessary. So more so than recommending vitamins, I recommend that children eat a balanced diet. And that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A lot of our kids are going to school and they aren't eating breakfast in the morning, which is by all means one of the most essential meals of the day.
Thing you can do, because they do not concentrate, they're hungry, they're malnutrition, and they cannot focus.
Absolutely.
What is the top food that you think is great for health in a lunch pan?
What I think, one food, I can't say that there's one food that I think, but definitely we need some carbohydrates. We need some proteins. Carbohydrates going to give you that energy to go throughout the day. So I can't stick to one food, but as I said, if we have a balanced meal.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Franklin, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Franklin Banton is the pediatrician at We Are Kids Pediatric Center in Manor Center. Thank you again for being on the show. This is Parent to Parent on Nationwide 90 FM. Happy parenting and happy back to school.